are back for a second first start. This is the Slim Chances podcast. This is my boy Godric, and yeah, this is the guy. This is the man. This is the dude. You what did I say? The guy you don't know. If you won't know, then you need to figure it out, because this is that guy.
Yeah,
And
this is the big man Slim over here, man.
yeah, he's
The big
solid.
man Slim, much love, dude. Hey, the most solid dude, keeping it real, and not Dave Chappelle. He did a skit on when keeping it real goes wrong. This dude keeps it real and always gets it right.
I mean, you're not wrong. I've had it go
Keeps
my
it
favor
real
most of the
and
time.
gets it right.
I've had it go my way most of the time. Most of the time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
man,
but
I'll tell
much
you
love, man.
what. I'll tell you what. For for someone I haven't known that long, you're someone that every time I see you, I'm like, God, here is like this guy. Like I'm about to have a good, genuine conversation. Every time I see you, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
then what's even weirder? There's no thought behind it, and then all of a sudden you'll just be like, you know, how do you think the universe intends on us to act? And I'll be like, what in the fuck are you
Yeah.
on a Monday morning, man? What are you talking about, you know? And then here we are 30 minutes later, like, well, that's pretty much what we thought the universe needed, you know? So,
Yeah, man. It's it's whatever flows, man. It's just fluid, man. It's just fluid sometimes.
you know what the question I have for you is? I'll tell you what, like, since I've known you, how do you stay so fucking positive all the time? I don't think I've never caught you on a bad day. I've never once I've I may have seen your face twinge for like 2 seconds in a negative way, and then your brain is just like,
Oh,
nah, fuck negativity, and then you just go right back to like, all right, I'm gonna get it. Like it's so admirable, man. I'll tell you what, I've never seen somebody so just positive all the time, ready to go.
what, man. There's moments when things hit the fan, but you know what? This is what I learned. Like, and even like, because I do have those moments when it hit the fan, and it's not all smiley. But what's a good reminder is, what good is this gonna do?
Oh, I agree. I agree completely. When I
Like,
learned that is
yeah,
when my life changed.
right. And sometimes I forget it.
Definitely,
Sometimes I forget it.
definitely,
And you
definitely,
get in your moment, I'm like, nah, this person needs to
definitely.
get roasted. They need right now.
And then if you could, but you'll catch yourself later on, and you'll be like, "Damn, son, you could have handled that a bit. Like
Right,
you should have let that go. You look at this shit that you're in because you let your fuse be this small. You know."
right. And sometimes you look back and I'm like, wow, I'm glad I didn't react that way.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah,
Because you look
yeah.
at it and a day later, and it looks like it was the day before. It looks like it was cloudy out, right? And you almost shut everything down, pack everything up. You're like, nah, let's leave everything out. Maybe it won't rain. And you leave everything out, right? And the next day, you're like, I'm glad I didn't pack everything up because that would have been so much energy I would have put into that. And it would have done me any good. It
Right.
actually would have been counterproductive. And look, the sun shines out right now.
I agree. Okay. Okay.
I didn't have to do all that.
I
And I'm glad
agree.
I didn't.
I agree.
So sometimes it takes like a little faith, man. Little faith. And like sometimes they say like, oh, don't bottle stuff up. You gotta express it. But sometimes it's okay to shut up and be
Yeah, I
quiet and let it
agree
go.
completely with that.
You know,
There is
like
an art definitely to expressing yourself appropriately and being out with your feelings and whatnot, but there is definitely an art to shutting your mouth. to just
yeah.
to shutting your mouth, letting the scene play out, and figure out what's gonna happen next. Or not, like, just assess and try to figure out your move before you play your move.
Oh yeah, man.
And
And
let
I've
those
never
other
been good at
people.
chess.
You've never been good at chess?
I've never attempted chess.
Oh, okay.
Once or twice.
Oh, wow,
But
son.
I guess that'll be the way I would go about it. I don't know.
Oh, we gotta hop on some chess. Now I'm
Yeah.
a little mad that you just said that, to be honest. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a challenge right there.
Yeah, man. It's funny. I was talking to it's funny. I don't know how to bring this up, but I was talking to this one person the other day, right? And we're going over like books in like the Audible, right? Going over books in the Audible, and it's going over like discography, like what's currently in the library, what's in the PlayStation, what's in the playlist. And this one book, man, by Goggins,
Okay.
Can't Hurt Me. That one is currently in rotation, man.
Have you
Um,
watched his videos?
yeah,
I
that
wasn't
guy's
gonna
an
get up this
animal.
morning, but then I realized that was the inner bitch of me, and I told him, "Fuck you! I'm gonna get out
Right,
of here. I'm gonna run." Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
exactly.
He's wild.
Yeah, man.
But let me.
Yeah, totally,
Okay,
man.
okay. But let me ask you this, right? There's got to be a bit of there's got to be a bit of balance, right? Like,
Of course.
I'm not saying maybe David Goggins is the type of person where when he does that, that makes him happy, and that's great, right? But not every person is going to be happy running until their feet bleed, right?
Of
So
course.
maybe definitely get off the couch sometimes and get out and about. Like I went for a walk in the park today. I do it like
Yeah,
every week, once a week at least. I
gotcha.
love it, right? But at the same time, working hard every now and again, I like to kick my fucking feet back. You know what I mean? Like, and I deserve to kick my feet back. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah. So it's all about balance on all of it. I think I like his shit too, though. Don't get me wrong, because like let's say he knows I'm either gonna be a piece of shit or I'm gonna be 100%. I
right,
mean,
of
it'd
course.
probably be better for him to
Yeah.
be hundred
Hold
percent.
on one second. Huh? I I have not. No. Yeah.
Bum bum bum
Yeah.
bum
But
bum
yeah, going back to
bum.
that point, like that was yesterday. Like it's it balanced. Um, what like balance? Yeah, balance is one thing I learned with balance. It isn't balance doesn't always have to mean it's half and half or 50-50.
Oh no, not at all. And then not only that, that
You
scale
know?
that scale is
Yeah.
sliding for each person as well.
Right.
So what is balance for you is not almost definitely probably not balance for me.
Right.
You know, the way that
Yeah.
you pursue your life, and and then not only that, I've personally went through so many shifts over the years in what was necessary for me to rebalance myself to get back to a happy point. And then I guess it also goes based off your goals too, right? Because is your goal to be personally happy or is your goal to be successful? Because I'll tell you, the two of those almost probably are not one and the same. Or at least the ladder up to success is a hard grind, man. It's not fucking easy. You're not going to be happy in the moment when you're working 12-hour days. You don't get to see your family or your kids. You're tired when you do get to see it. Like that isn't fun if we're being honest. But when you
Right.
when you get the six-figure deal and you become one of the big players in the industry and you get all this money and you guys can go on expensive vacations and shit, then cool, that might bring you some happiness later on. So I don't know. It's a weird. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the perfect amount of success without, I would like to say I'm doing pretty good at it without sacrificing the personal the personal life, the personal enjoyment. I'm not trying to work hard for 60 years or 50 years, let's say, and then enjoy my life. I'm going to enjoy my life throughout.
Right.
And there may be times where I have to hit on it harder than others where I don't get to enjoy it as much, let's say. But when I can, dude, I'm going to do it, you know? We're going to
Right.
have fun, you know?
Right. Right. Exactly. Oh, hold on. I think it's up there.
He looks so annoyed. This is my guy. Gotta love them. Gotta love them.
Yeah, but you said the key word there, man. The key word is what are you willing to get? It's like a, I think it's consistently a trade-off. You're consistently making a trade for something on a consistent basis.
I agree.
It's a consistent trade-off. It's like, how much is this worth in this particular time? Like, how much is this worth now? How much can I get out of this if I trade this off? And sometimes the things that you have, you're not willing to trade off, but it's all you have to trade. And what you want it so bad that, man, I give everything up that I have right now to get this thing. But maybe once I get this thing and I use this thing for a little bit and elevate myself a little bit more, I'll be able to afford to come back and, reclaim the stuff that I pawned off in a sense. And sometimes you go to recollect those things and they're not there anymore.
And
Somebody else,
part of that
yeah.
is like if we're being real, like what thing well, I mean, I guess in some people it does, but what thing ends up being more important than like I don't know your internal happiness, whatever that is for you.
I think it's two ways of looking at it. It's in the now and in the future. And sometimes optimism can kind of lead us astray in a sense because we could be optimistic, but it could blind away the facts in a sense. So like, okay, say you and X person is in a relationship and you have certain goals and maybe you guys are on the same pattern, like in terms of time or whatever. So you have to invest your time differently. And you're like, this person doesn't understand now, but maybe down the road it could possibly be rekindled, right? So you go about your business, you go about your monolith, like your hero's journey, right? And then you venture out, right? And you get this thing that you've been venturing for. You wanted to bring this person or thing along with you, but you couldn't because they weren't willing to go along with the ride, right? And now you come back, right? Because in your head before you left, you're like, well, I'll leave them behind, but I'll come back and
But doing that for let's say a significant other, which is let's not even say a wife because that makes it even harder. Leaving your wife behind would be serious enough. But
right.
let's go even further to say doing that to your children. So to say I'm going to go chase after this dream, whatever that is, or success or whatever you're chasing, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm gonna go
Right.
chase after this, and I mean, I guess be. I hope you're here when I get back. I like that. That's a difficult thing, and to be honest, like, and nothing against, but it's a hard. Like I thought about going into the service and could not bring myself to do it for the fact of like how do you look at your kid and you're just like I'm doing this for us, which you are. I'm not saying you're not. You're probably better. You're a better man than I am. But that's a
Right.
difficult decision to make. Like I'm gonna be out of your life months at a time, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah, because like your way of perceiving that as the greater good, and someone else's way of perceiving that greater good can't be interpreted the same because it's your greater good, not their greater good.
I agree.
You
I
know.
agree.
So like that's the hard part. Like, how do you convey this? And I guess sometimes it has to do with what they're willing to sacrifice also, and what their goals and investments are based upon. Um, but like going back like further than that, because it's like sometimes like the person we say hello to in the Walmart, you know, like how does that? I'm not trying to stray too far from the topic, but like I feel like it questions what real purpose is. And I had a conversation with somebody a couple years ago, and they were telling me this crazy story, man. And at this time, like I was really trying to figure it out. Like I wasn't sure. Like I had ideas, but I wasn't sure. And this conversation gave me a little bit clarity. Because I don't think there's a real way of finding the answer. I think it's just clarity in the moment and for the situation. Because like the ultimate answer can't be answered until like the test is over, and the test is over,
Oh,
maybe
wow. Look at you, son.
like like but like in the moment, situation to situation for that particular time zone or like moment was sometimes you just have to wait. Going back to the point where we were talking about earlier, in terms of our reactions of how we react to certain situations, like I'm glad I did that. Sometimes it's years later till we realize, wow, I see why that had to happen.
Oh, you. Oh, well, you actually you hit it right on the head. Where there's been things where in the moment I I hated it, or I resented it, or I cried over it, or whatever it may be, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then let's say 5 years down the road, I actually come to appreciate it in a sense. I embrace it, the knowledge or the experience or the pain, but the pain that also brought more than just it's not it's because really at this point it's no longer pain, it's a manifested experience in a sense, you know.
Right.
um so that's been cool as I've gotten older, where you see how you change and you realize, like, obviously, yes, in the moment things are gonna hit you differently, and then as time passes it's not gonna be the same, but you can also look back at different interactions and different ways things went down, and you analyze them differently later, where you were like, nah, you were an asshole in that moment, or whatever it may be, you know. And I have
Right.
you
Right.
calling people up and be like, hey man, you remember that time, bro? Like, I just want to let you know, dude, that was fucked up, man. I don't even know what I was thinking, dude. I was wild at
Right.
that time, you know.
Right. Right.
um but yeah.
Yeah, man. So like situations, man, it all leads up to it's like the pyramids, man. Like the basis of everything, like all it adds up. It all adds up in the end. And you don't know. Us humans, like we think we're so smart, but we don't know shit, dude. Like us humans, like consistently try to figure it out. And like sometimes, like it sounds like ignorance is bliss, but to who? You know,
Wow, what a way to present that.
it's like ignorance is
Ignorance is
bliss, yeah,
bliss to
but to who?
those who haven't searched, in a sense.
Right,
Be-
exactly.
because up until the point that you're aware that you're ignorant, it it is blissful, because there's you're not there's nothing that's aware. I look at it like, did you ever watch that movie, The Giver? Well, or the
No,
book? Did you read the book?
no, I haven't.
Okay, well there was a book, and then the movie came out, but I actually read the book in like middle school or high school. I don't remember what it was. And
Okay.
the Giver was about this one special person in this like perfect society where nobody could feel any emotions or anything like that. Like they all didn't have any emotions. The higher ups in the realm had taken their emotions because it made peace, right?
Okay.
And then every person in the society had a role, and then one specific person out of the society is picked to be the giver.
Yeah.
And then, um, obviously, when the one giver is getting old, they pick another one. So the main character ends up like starting to receive feelings. So this guy goes from the blissful ignorance, as we're talking about, where all of society, right, is unfeeling in a sense, right? They're just living, but they're not aware of pain, but they're also not aware of happiness. They're not aware of attraction. They don't have all these other severe feelings, right? So as he starts becoming aware, that's when he starts knowing that there was something there that he missing. Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Godric. No. Technical difficulties. Godric.